Hello YouTube, Elite Legionarii here, and today I'll be bringing you a 2 vs 2 for Rome Total War. Again, it is me and Monlith versus Insaniate and Zael, as it was in the last one. This time I shall command Germania. Zael inspired me in the last game. And Monlith has gone with Dacia. Dacia's a cool faction, but he's up against Carthage. He's very unlikely he's going to be able to win. But I automatically expected that Insaniate would bring a urban cohort Praetorian Cav build, and I was right. So he has 6 units of gold urban cohorts, 4 units of gold tech archers, and 3 units of 2 upgrades Praetorian Cav, and 1 unit of gold Praetorian Cav's General's Bodyguard. So I've brought 5 units of gold attack and 1 experience on my chosen axemen. I don't waste time with defense with my axemen. I just make them real powerful on the attack, because that's where they're good. I have 4 archers, no upgrades, chosen archers, no upgrades, and 2 units of silver berserkers, which I almost never use, but I thought I'd use them for fun this time, and 3 units of gold Gothic cavalry. So, and I have a unit of naked fanatics, which I'm planning to use as a peeler shield against these urbans, because in terms of defense against arrows and other missiles, Germania is really not well set. So I Warcry there, and I'm going to charge forward here, and that's the charge that makes Germania so deadly. And my naked fanatics take the peeler for me, and as you can see, I send my 2 berserker units in on the side here, and they're going to massacre these urbans. That's one thing they can do. But as you can see, the charge and most of these urbans are actually not winning or taking some severe losses. So this is a pretty good anti-urban build that I've found can work. And here I actually try to surround these Praetorians from trying to encircle them, but Praetorians are so much better than Gothic cavalry that they're going to win that anyway. My archers are outperforming his archers, obviously, but even his general unit that had all the gold upgrades really enabled him to beat down the rest of my cavalry. But my chosen axemen and berserkers have just smashed through his urban cohort, which is always a lovely sight to see. So that's a pretty good anti-urban build. Is Germania. The only danger is cavalry. So if you can find ways to deal with the cavalry, that's a pretty good anti-urban build. So here I got some of my chosen axemen and my Gothic cavalry in to fight these Praetorians, and I got my other chosen axemen, some of my berserkers to face his Praetorians over here. And
the enemy has killed the leader of your allies. Avenge him. His warriors weep and lose heart.
So Monlith got pretty wasted in this cav battle. That's to be expected.
Your warlord is dead. How well will his warriors fight without a general's guiding hand?
So I lose my general. These Praetorian cavalry are doing a lot of damage, but there's been a pretty even fight between me and Insaniate. I wasted his infantry, and he averaged out on my cavalry. But my missile units are still there and doing a lot of damage to his cavalry, so I think I more or less win that. Monlith goes in with a full 1-for-1 battle against his Sacred Band. I didn't understand why, because Chosen Swordsman will never beat Sacred Band in this fashion, even when they've got a lot more upgrades. He should have used his superior movement and outmaneuvered him. That's what I would have done. I didn't really quite understand what he was doing there, because as you can see, these Chosen Swordsmen are just getting owned. This unit here, for some reason, has done quite well. I think it might be due to it might have got inside the oh no, it's because these archers are shooting these Sacred Band at the flank, that's why. And over here, obviously the Sacred Band are just beating them down everywhere he goes. And these cavalry, Praetorian Cav, are pretty damn nightmarish when they get going, but again, it's a fairly even fight between me and Insaniate. and the Sacred Band are mopping up Monlith forces. So I think his army consists of six chosen swordsmen, about 4 or 5 archers, a couple of some few noble cavalry, and some Scythian mercenaries against pretty much the same standard sort of Carthaginian army, Sacred Band cavalry, and Balearic slingers. So I think I end up beating Insaniate, or I would call it a draw between me and Insaniate. I think if I hadn't got interrupted by Zael coming to help him, I would have beaten Insaniate, because I could have outranged these archers. So it probably would have been a slight edge to me there. But obviously these Sacred Band and stuff, these are Carthaginian Sacred Band cavalry come in and mop me up. Some of Monlith stuff's regrouped, so just covering my archers, and I probably should have moved back here and tried an outranging thing, but he would have just shot me in the back anyway, so I probably actually would have lost this archer duel. And we're just shooting them up and inflicting whatever damage we can. So Germania's got a pretty good anti-urban army if you use chosen axemen and berserkers, and you can outrange Rome with your archers too. The only real threat is the Praetorian cavalry, which can do a lot of damage, but Gothic cavalry can usually can beat them if you just use the right tactics. So he had more cavalry than me. I had more upgrades though, but Praetorian cavalry are a lot better than Gothic cavalry anyway, so it was probably fairly even with that extra cav that he had, and one of them had a full gold, which is his general, which inspired him, so it was probably pretty even there. And he managed to come out on top of the cav battle, but I cleaned up in the infantry battle. So this has been a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. It's always nice to beat an urban design. I always enjoy it anyway. But it would have been really impressive if Monlith had managed to beat Zael with his Dacian army against the Carthaginian one, because I like Dacia. People call it a really crappy faction. It's probably one of the worst, but I wouldn't call it the worst. People have called it the worst. I don't think it's worse. I think Spain's worse than Dacia. So here Monlith goes for a bit of a strike on these Balearics, but they just rout anyway. So this time Zael and Insaniate are going to win this one, but I'm pretty pleased with the way I performed, and Monlith did a pretty good job considering it was using Dacia. Some of these hoplites took some quite heavy damage, which was impressive in itself, so he certainly did a good job.
Women and cowards as allies. Farmyard chickens would show more breath. The day is lost as your warriors can fight no more. Defeat has come, but not disgrace.
What might have been a good idea would have been to for Monlith to bring chosen archers and outrange the Carthaginians and then outflank them with them. That might have helped, but I don't know. So anyway, it's an average defeat, so it's pretty much just a reversal of the last game, but I really enjoyed it. I had 515 men, I got 469 kills, and I had 16 men left. Monlith had 581 men, he got 264 kills and he had 45 men remaining. Zael had 515 men, he got 582 kills and had 286 men remaining, so his Carthaginian army kicks some ass. And Insaniate's 561 strong Roman army, he got 425 kills and 155 men remaining, so a really close battle between me and him. But as you can see, my chosen axemen managed to bash through those urbans, but eventually they killed themselves. My berserkers are always a good unit. and chosen archers, cleaned up quite a few, but eventually they got caught out by those cavalry and stuff, so little they could do. The Gothic cavalry did a pretty good job against those Praetorians, but I didn't expect a hell of a lot. And naked fanatics brilliantly work as a great peeler shield. So this is a pretty good anti-urban army. You just got to watch for Praetorian cav, like I said. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Again, thanks for playing Monlith, Zael and Insaniate. Hope to play you guys again, and hope you all enjoyed this, obviously, and I'll see you around for the next game.